Indirect modes of taxation. Oh, this is what shoes gave me, right? So that's how you get stuff as well, by wearing clothing, apparently. If you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the customer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Let's go to the balcony, which is what I was going to do. But I'm glad I didn't immediately because I think I needed to speak to that old lady, cleaning lady, before I could do this. So if I had, I would have to go back. The breaker box full of cigarette butts and electrical wires. What's this? Oh, this is going back. Oops, I don't want to do that. No, no. Let's go this way. There's money everywhere. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. All right, I already forgot the room number, so that helps. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Was he standing here, that man?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
So this is apartment number 28. I forgot if this is the door we need.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Ah, thanks.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Knock.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. Didn't we just speak to him like 5 minutes ago? That must have been morning, because it's day to just started, so...
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
I don't think I can make it. What do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Yeah, but I was just thinking, why 9 p.m.?
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory. Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Sounds good.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28.
He writes it down into his little notebook. I'm gonna forget that for sure.
Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Alright, well, it's still weird to me, but fine. We'll come back tomorrow. Apartment number 29. Complete silence, whoever lives here isn't home. Number 30. Voice from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. How do you say that word? Can I get here? How do I get here? I want to go here. Because I can't go here, you say, right? No reason to go here. It's also locked, it seems. But how do you go up here? I want to go there. Or maybe is that after speaking with Measurehead, it kind of looks like that. The same building. So we have to go back all the way. And we came here for nothing, it looks like. Well, not nothing. We gained a lot of money, but still. Because we can't go here. No. Well, let's check our journal, because it's updated a lot. Find the armored gloves. Oh, that's right. We didn't come for nothing because we got this. The gloves of the hangman armor might still be around. Ask the little girl in the fishing village down the coast who knows something about the armored gloves. Yeah, but I don't know where the fishing village is. Fisherman checks. So there. But how do I get there? I don't think I can I? Wait. I don't understand this map. Because is that maybe where the bridge was that needs to be fixed? This is where Joyce is. Then somewhere here are those old men. Here or here, I'm not sure. Wait, where's Roy? There's Joyce. Roy, where are you? You're there. So that's definitely over the bridge. I can't do that right now, I think. And Tuesday, apparently. Why Tuesday? And what day is it? Or did we get it Tuesday? Build Tuesday. Oh. This is apartment number 28 sometime after 9 to see if anyone's home. So we need to do that. Oh, after. Not around 9. Oh, that's better. Find speed and sniff it. Close water lock on Wednesday. But it's Tuesday, so can do that. So I think we just need to go back to Joyce. Has anything else updated? May take a while. Might take some time. Keep asking Joyce questions. I could do like 3 things at once if I speak to her. Find one piece. Get boots off. Keep looking. Trick down your gun. Right. So let's go speak to Joyce, I guess. Oh, I got these shoes. That's right. These Burr and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoe. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. I don't even know. What does that mean? Affluent moneymaker man. So does this give me money? What do you do? Compose your save your fare. I want to wear them and just find out what happens. Because I don't know. Moneymaker man. Indirect modes of taxation. I don't know what that means. Am I supposed to know what that means? Because I don't.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy. Oops is a fashion faux pas. Discard the fun in the shoes. Let's say this.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes.
Nah,
Whether
found
you
them.
like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal.
Did I work for them? I didn't.
They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
I still don't know what that means. So does it mean that if I take drugs, that it will work faster?
Wow, you work hard.
I do.
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
And I'm still a little bit fat.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas.
All right.
It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer.
I'm all about being proud of yourself and giving yourself a pat on the back, but this is kind of weird. Can't say I didn't make that Selene guy give some of his money either. You could say I took some money from that Manana guy. Oh, and then there's this spawning stuff to that suspicious Roy. Oh, is that what you mean?
Can't say that. You shook him.
You shook him?
You're a killer. A shark.
Yeah, he gave me like 10 real or something.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
Is that working hard?
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I've made some gills.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Yeah, guard. Guard is getting all my money. The system is broken. There's a mock for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. Fucking taxes. I don't know. Why am I so poor? Let's say this.
The guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
All right.
Because of the taxes, G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Well, I hope not when I fart.
Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
Really? Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony, one tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here. Total tax duties add up to...
Wait, what is Savior Fair? Is it because it's low that it's now being a bit weird?
98% of all your money.
No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Opt in. Oh, this is a fart. Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number. This isn't helping me solve my money problem. It's only making me into a free market type. I don't even know what that means. Free market fundamentalist. So, if I opt in, I'm against taxes, so what will happen then? It seems like a big number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Opt in, but only a little. Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will deregulation help with that? Yeah, I kind of want to do this.
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
So I gained a fart. Right. They are over here. Indirect modes of taxation. Oh, this is what shoes gave me, right? I get it now. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Funny. So that's how you get stuff as well, by wearing clothing, apparently. First, if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the customer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the customs agency and the bandidos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Cold-blooded. So I get -2 empathy, but only for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I can do this. I don't know if I wanna, because it will cost me skill points to either forget something or unlock. So I can do that. And I also have the bow collector and white morning. So maybe at one point I should take a closer look at them and see if I want to internalize one of these. Because they will take time. I don't really want to forget it. I don't know how much can I do. Maybe I should just unlock one. I'm not sure though. Because I have 2 skill points, but I almost have 3. Why are you colored in? What I could do is now maybe not wear them because I've gained the font already. So I don't need them anymore, I guess. I don't know. Let's just do this for a bit. I still don't understand the game. And why don't we go speak to you while we're here? I don't know if that makes any difference.
Didn't take the shot.
No, it doesn't. Let's go to Joyce, because that is what we were doing originally before we got distracted. I think I looked at all of this. I'm pretty sure I did. So I solved your quest, whatever.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
She takes a sip from a silvery thermal cup. Still? I spoke with the... See, it's grayed out because I already did this, but now I did for sure.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have
70?
said word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Oh, that's a lot. 70 experience. Wait, where exactly are these eyes located? We've discovered enough to conclude for now.
Yes. And Will you start an official investigation?
Well, I kind of want to, but Kim was saying that it's suspicious that one hasn't started already.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
She says, her tone more cautious suddenly.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
How are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer. Every worker a member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric and not a serious demand.
Alright, so we were speaking with Joyce, but my game, I don't know what happened, it just shut down. So I completely lost everything, but I'm gonna do my best to recreate where we left off.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I'm not sure, it might be that the game doesn't remember what I did. So probably some of these questions I've already asked. So I'm gonna repeat them, but they might be double. I'll check that, of course, afterwards.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they do? Fair enough. Tell me something else. No, let's keep hammering on.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
She points to the small dots on the horizon.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Then to the east toward the harbor.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
What are the other Indo tribes? You're in good company, it seems. How much money does Wild Pines have? Let's ask all of them. Also, I don't think I've asked this question before. I don't remember this dialogue. So, and the other one cut out, but I don't know. I'll edit that, I hope, some way that it will make sense.
Son Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does it have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet.
So you do
but
know.
I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Numbers like that mean nothing to me.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary. But they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
I get it, and since I have 56 real, I'm not really, how do you say it, at liberty to...
A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it
Bit of
stops
size.
moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does it get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantanga on behalf of the suzerain.
All right.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? Look around.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
She gives you a little smile. 8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite an endeavor indeed. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them. I don't know. I don't want to be kind of, how do you say it? I can't find words today. Like make a point out of it.
There are no minor cogs in the system.
What gain?
Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
Fucking the 15th Indo tribe.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Right. So I'm gonna think about... I think I was asking her about reality, maybe. So let's ask this as well, because it's not grayed out yet.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus, I will slay it. How do I repeal it then? We don't want to disturb an octopus, but let it be. Not a real octopus.
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
Yeah, what is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
This is where we left off.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Interesting.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yeah, I met him. You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor? He's a great teacher, a man of virtue. How are the talks going? Let's just proceed because this is just too dumb to say. Before the lynching.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Oh?
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
No, I don't remember this, so I haven't asked these things before.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Probably not.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Yeah, weren't they shouting right to work or something like that, the big guy?
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to this command? What are their demands? The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? Why? What? Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare, that's all I need. I think it's important to know all of it, well, at least this about Mr. Clare, because we do need to speak to him for something. Does he need to help us get the body down, I think? And the scabs, is that the Manana guy, I think? So let's just start at 1.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I agree. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it, I wanted to ask something else. I like it. Also what I can say. Let's just say this.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
What does that even mean? Most of them probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can be kings, the king is king. King is dead, long live the workers. Let's just say, what are you going to do? Because, I mean, I can be savvy, but do I wanna?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
I think that big guy's behind it, you know? The guy that keeps shouting right to work. Wasn't there something off about him, I remember?
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
What do you mean I hear? Didn't you go and take a look?
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
The lieutenant looks up from his notes.
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
So apparently that's a boya and not a scab? I don't know.
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates.
Yeah, that's weird.
Surely the Wild Pines group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
Well, thank God for logic, because reaction speed was just like, yeah, probably. Oh, so now I can ask still the same thing. Scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
She raises a brow.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
All right.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Yeah, I got that. Tell me about the union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not.
Oh.
Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Oh, so it's not really a democracy then.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Interesting. So it's kind of like, how do you say, a dictatorship, but with the union, apparently? What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? Let's take this back to the strike. I want to know.
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
The lieutenant says succinctly. What is that word? I don't know it. Succinctly. I don't know. Whatever. He says it in a certain way.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
She explains. So I can say, an effective advocate for the rights of local working men, a giant lead shocking the life out of a visual, basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Yeah, I want to have an opinion, but I'm not sure which one do I agree with the most. Not effective if they are that corrupt. I think this, because we are the RCM and we need to take control and power and not a union.
Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Gave me experience, I'm happy with that.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Yeah, it happens. No, let's say eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter.
And probably no one can do anything.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
All right,
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
we'll be just fine. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course.
Thank you for watching. Curious what happens next? Subscribe to my page so you don't miss anything.